The archaeologists' new artefacts. Once upon a time, in a land not so far away, 2 artefacts were found in a tomb dated as prehistoric, circa 4000 BCE. One artefact is made from pottery and has primitive pictures of animals and triangles painted onto it. The other is a delicate, perfectly balanced, translucent stone-carved vase made from an incredibly difficult stone to work with. The archaeologists, between them having found it, agree that the items, since they were found together in the same tomb, they're from the same era. The organic material in the tomb is later dated to approximately 4000 BCE, just as expected. The archaeologists have been taught from early in their qualification process that no technologically advanced civilizations existed earlier than this era. Even when a carved stone temple was found in Turkey on a pot-bellied hill that clearly was dated to 9000 BCE, the idea that people could have been advanced before 4000 BCE was simply unacceptable and ignored. The books and the universities were clear about this, so that was how it was. The items were carefully packaged up and the details of the find written up to be sent to the museum. When they arrived at the museum, the curators opened the items excitedly, removing the 2 items from the same packaging and knowing it came from the same tomb. They were impressed with the beauty of one of the items and just accepted that they were both made by the same people. It's got to be right because the archaeologists, they say it's right. The items are put on display with the label clearly stating that they came from the same tomb, they were made in the same era, by the same people. And the curators didn't think it was weird at all. Then some people came into the museum to see the artifacts, and they said, "How can this be? These items are not made by the same people." The archaeologists and the curators laughed at these people and said, "Clearly they are uneducated or even light-witted, i.e. stupid or incompetent." But archaeologists and curators both tend to be very diplomatic when they're insulting people. So more people came to see the artifacts, and some of them just accepted what the archaeologists said. But others just kept quiet so as not to look stupid. Then along came a journalist and some high-profile social media influencers, and they looked at the artifacts, and they all said in unison, "Putrid horse droppings!" The archaeologists were horrified and called them things like pseudo and alternative and other insults that only sound insulting if you're actually an archaeologist. "We are scientists and we know best," said the archaeologists. But among the people now calling out putrid horse droppings were other scientists from real scientific fields like physics, geology, and engineering. One of them casually commented that science revises its findings when new evidence is presented. It does not attempt to push a round peg into a square hole, nor does it attempt to hide or discard new evidence. Science evolves with new information. It does not remain static. "We know best," cried the archaeologists. "We can prove we're right," said the archaeologists, and they got a succession of officials and archaeological professors to back them up. The public uncomfortably went along with the pretense that the archaeologists had created, not wanting to appear inept or stupid, until a YouTuber blurted out online that the archaeologists really have nothing to go on. The people then realized that they'd all been fooled. Although annoyed by all the comments, the archaeologists are actually quite pleased about the attention and the number of people now visiting the museum. Although the archaeologists now look like complete imbeciles to a large proportion of the population who are interested in this subject, the moral of the story is not what you might expect. The moral of the story is that even if you're wrong, stick to your guns because you can still make money at it. No, the moral should be, if something is so obvious as to not be right, consider other options. But hey, we know they'll never do that. And they all lived stubbornly ever after. The end.